Hi, folks. I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob.
I didn't get enough sleep last night, so I'm not talking right.
Yeah, so me too, Bob.
So we have the 10-3-2-1-0 secret to perfect sleep and easy morning waking.
So you're talking a system here.
Yeah, this is a system. We didn't come up with it. We're borrowing it from someone else, but we'll give credit.
Yes.
And by the way, this is going to kind of lead to our giveaway here. Because, in order for you to get good sleep, you're going to want to follow the things we're going to mention today. But it's also important for you to have a good mattress.
Yes.
And we are doing a 5-week giveaway where every Sunday we're giving away a product. And the first Sunday, which is now, we're giving away a mattress, a Sleepovation mattress. So that's really cool. You just got to go over to the Facebook and like us, Bob and Brad, and it'll be up there. It'll be up all week.
Okay.
And then by next Sunday, we'll have another product.
So they like us, and then they have to do something else?
They have to give an email. And I want to say why we're asking for your email. We have done contests in the past where we give giveaways, and we literally can't get a hold of people. I Facebook messaged them. We had people that won a mattress, and they never got it because they didn't answer back.
And this is a high-end. We're talking over $1,000 for this mattress.
Right.
Yeah, they're great.
So, all right. So we're going to start off with, this is the 10-3-2-1-0 secret method. This was developed by a fitness trainer, Greg Ballantyne. He writes a blog about healthy eating and sound sleep. And he came up with this formula.
Okay.
And kind of based upon things that work and don't work. So the 10 hours before sleep, you got to cleanse your bloodstream of stimulants.
Okay.
And, so like caffeine obviously is one of the major ones. Caffeine stays in your body a long time.
Sure.
And I've had experience with this, Brad, where I couldn't figure out, because caffeine never bothered me. And I'd go home to visit my parents, and we'd play cards and stuff like that, and I'd be drinking Cokes.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I couldn't sleep. I mean, I'd fall asleep, and I'd wake up, and I'd be like, and I finally figured out caffeine was starting to bother me. So, you have to, no coffee, no green or black tea, no Coca-Cola, no energy drinks, or even chocolate. I think, doesn't that have some caffeine?
Oh, yeah, you bet it does.
Liz, does it have some caffeine in it?
Yeah, plus a bunch of sugar, too.
Yeah. So from 10 hours on,
no
caffeine, none of those.
I'm surprised. I thought green tea had very little caffeine.
I thought so too, but he mentioned it, so I'm not an expert on that. So maybe you guys can chime in if we're a little bit off on that one. So the 3 hours before sleep, no food or alcohol from that point on.
At all?
Well, they're saying that.
Okay.
He says the body uses a great amount of energy to get rid of the bad stuff in alcohol. And even digesting a late meal.
Sure.
So you're going to be at rest, but body's going to be working at full power.
Sure.
If you eat late or drink late.
Right. Oh, I've heard of the 6 o'clock rule, where after 6 p.m. no more eating. Well, if you go to bed at 10, well, this would give you an extra hour anyway, so you can stop at 7. I like that.
Yeah, and Dr. Oz, I know he mentioned he for losing weight they talk about a 12-hour fast, and I was like, 12-hour fast. So basically, you eat between like 6 and 6, and then there's no eating, between 6 at night, 6 in the morning. So
I think we should see if Dr. Oz would be a guest on our show.
I think so. We should be a guest on his show.
Well, one way or another. I don't know if we got time for that, but we could try.
All right, so we're down to the 2 hours before sleep. This is where you got to get this out of your mind. No more work. Don't think about work. Leave it for tomorrow.
Right.
At this point, you got to kind of compartmentalize it, like if it's a problems and stuff, like, all right, I did what I'm going to do today. I'm going to stop now, and I'm going to relax a little bit.
I think there are some people, like, students in particular, when I was in school, that was kind of my productive time, because I'd study late into the evening. And so he's saying that. So that may be something for people like that, or people have jobs that they need quiet time, or
students don't need to get up early usually. A lot of times they have that late class usually.
Right.
They organize their day so they don't have to get up before 8.
That's true.
All right, now we're down to the 1 hour before sleep, and this is a tough one. When Brad and I both break this one, so I'm not saying we do it, but there is a point to be made here. No staring at TV, computer, smartphone screens, e-readers. It's the blue light we're talking about.
Right.
And I know on some of these you can actually change it so that you don't have blue light coming off of them.
Right.
There's a setting. But a TV, it has blue light, and it interferes with your production of melatonin. I saw research from Harvard that showed that, you know, they had the two groups, one set of group that watched the TV and one that didn't, and they took 10 minutes more on average to get to sleep, and they also had less REM sleep.
Well, they were probably watching some kind of wild act of horror movie that would keep them awake.
That would do it too, yeah.
I mean, that would have a big difference over what you're watching. You know,
right, you're right. It can get you all riled up, or it can calm you down. But
sure.
You know, either way, you know, take it for what it's worth.
Right.
Especially, I think, you know, the phones and stuff like that. You know, if you're laying in bed and looking at that.
I understand a lot of people do lay in bed with their phones and do their
playing games and stuff like that.
Right.
So,
watching YouTube, watching our videos.
Yeah.
So that's okay. If you're watching our videos and you're late, that's
you get a pass.
Right. But the other ones.
So we're assuming that basically what we're saying is, you know, before bed is probably read, and don't read an e-reader. You got to read something like a
paper book or a newspaper, if anybody knows what a newspaper is
anymore. They don't even know what it is anymore. Okay, so the final one is the zero, Brad. And that what they're trying to do is establish a habit here. When the alarm goes off, you get up immediately.
Yeah.
I have done this. I've done this for years now.
Yeah.
I don't try to get an extra 5 or hit the snooze, because it's not going to help you anyway. It's not going to make you more rested to get that 5 minutes.
Now,
but if you get in that habit, it's going to be a lot easier for you to get up there.
I agree. It's probably a good habit, but I do not do it because there's a very good reason. When I wake up in the morning, I am in such an incredible euphoria of being relaxed, and I just want to absorb it.
What's he talking about?
It just feels so good to lay there for a few more minutes. It really does. So, you know, I set the alarm early, and I still get up when I need to.
So you don't fall back asleep?
No.
Okay, so
no,
you're up.
I'm up, but I'm just relaxed, and I don't want to get up. I'm just so happy. You know, I can snuggle by my wife a little bit, and, you know, now we got a dog that gets in the way.
Do we really have to hear this? I mean, seriously?
It's...
Anyway, so
that zero thing wouldn't allow that.
So 10-3. No, you're waking up right away. You're just not going back to sleep, and that's what
I thought you meant like zero, get up, and boom, you're off to work.
Well, that's what I do. I get up.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
So, anyway, so these are all a good idea. Apparently, Brad and I don't do any of them. But
we kind of do.
No, we do some of them.
Yeah.
But
well, now we've got something to think about.
We don't have trouble with sleeping though, so that's why you know.
And we get our exercise in.
Yeah.
So we've got more things to work on as well. So once again, we're just here to give you more information, and
we can fix just about anything
except for
a broken heart.
But we're working on it.
We're working on it just like we work on your sleep.
I'm not so sure this was going to help with the broken heart.
No, it's not. No. Thanks.